Yo, what's up, y'all? It's ILLMINDPODCAST, man. You already know the fucking slogan, bro. If you ain't ill, you ain't real, man. So, I'm here to drop this episode just to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to let y'all know what's going through my mind, and in terms of like different topics that been running through my mind a lot. So I'm like, you know what? Why not have a shit talk episode, right? So let's do it. So, first thing, there is one thing that been plaguing my mind a lot, and it's more of how do we know how to fix the issues that we have in this world? In terms of politically, socially, interactively, even if that's not the correct way of saying it. But we all know in hindsight that we as human beings, we've grown accustomed to just dealing with things and just understanding that we can't just sit there and let things happen. Sometimes we're very reactive. You're passive, you're aggressive. We always got some reaction to something. And I feel as if, with the stuff that's been going on with the shootings and just overall how our country's been, it's been pretty hard on a lot of people. It's not even safe. Even living in New York right now, it's not even safe to be going on the train. Every single day, people just come to work and they, especially with the homeless rate going up, starting to see, and since the pandemic, a lot of people, haven't been able to see the doctors because they've been focusing on COVID, and, they have mental issues. And sometimes those people can really react and make people scared. In terms of, you just going to work, hanging out, being with your family, somebody could just come out of nowhere and just do something crazy, man. And I've been seeing a lot of things going on the internet, and just it's something that's not completely it's hard to talk about it but I want to talk about it, but it's like it's pretty unbearable at times. We look at each other and we say, like, who can be, the one that can change this? And I think that we have to really look ourselves in the mirror and understand that we as individuals need to come to a conclusion. I'm getting sick and tired of people, complaining about laws. Laws were created for a reason, right? Laws were created to protect and also to restrict behavior to happen. Obviously, some of the laws that we have in place are, we could say some of them are pretty egregious. I'm not going to name those laws because at the end of the day, everybody's opinionated. Like, you get a ticket for spitting on the street. I mean, spitting in public. My bad. And some people look at it as what? Oh, it's just spit. It's whatever. But if you look at it in hindsight, it's like, is it really something that you should be doing? Because at the end of the day, we are individuals that eat certain things, or we live a certain way, and we're very nasty, and germs and everything goes through our saliva too. So people believe that that's a pretty disgusting thing. And I guess, I don't know in what age of time they say, let's give somebody a ticket for doing that because it's disgusting. And it's something that it's not humane for somebody to do. But that's like one example, right? Like, we have like certain other examples too of how people look at the justice system and everything like that. And the reason why I bring that up is because with the shootings that are happening, the Texas senator, if everybody's been watching, everybody knows what the hell he said about there should be one-way entry for buildings, and one way out. It's like, dude, like, no matter what, if the person's gonna do the deed, they're gonna find a way to get in. You restricting these entries doesn't really solve anything. So that means that, okay, cool, I can't go inside the building. Well, I could plot, go around a certain area where you can't find me, and I'll start shooting even when the kids come out. Maybe you have more security. Maybe that security can't really do much. Depends. You're going to have the army there. You're going to have soldiers there. You're going to have more police officers there. There's always some type of solution you're trying to make. And sometimes we have to look at how efficient that is. And it's not going to be an efficient way to stop these people from doing what they're doing. And just because one state does it doesn't mean every other state agrees with it. And that's what sucks. I think that this should be looked at more in the federal level. And I believe it has, but where is the solution? Where is the reasons? Where is the documents? Where's documentation stating that you are going to put this in place? It feels like everybody's just talking and nobody's finding ways to create a greater solution for the better of the people. We're a democracy, right? So if we're a democracy, if 95% of us agree on one thing, I believe majority wins, right? If we're in a party and we don't want that person in the party, what are we going to do? We're going to make sure that person gets out of the party, right? We're going to find ways to make sure that they don't impact the positivity that's in there. So when we see these negative things happen and it's influencing other people to act a certain way, like I always say, monkey see, monkey do. I don't think that's the best phrase to say, but it really is. Like, you see one thing, you see somebody get away with it. If you have that type of mentality, you'll do it too. You're like, damn, if he did it, I always wanted to do it. I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna do it the way he did. He didn't get caught. So that's something that is just unbearable to watch. And I believe that this country is in shambles right now. We claim ourselves as the best country in the world, but why can't we just act like it? Why can't we? Racism still plagues this country to this day, through employment, through social, through social media, through just social interactions. I feel like in certain aspects we're more divided than what we was before. And I mean past decades, not 1960s civil rights, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different time period. But in recent modern time, I believe that we have been more separated than we have been in a while. I feel like so many opinions are being thrown out there. You see so many podcasts talking about certain things that is just creating this divide in just not even race, it's culture and beliefs and opinions. It's like, all right, you don't fuck with this way. You don't fuck with us going this way. Well, then that's it. Where's the objectivity in it? Where's us seeing four doors near the walkway instead of seeing that one door we just want to go to? What happened to those other opportunities that we have? I feel like we don't explore that. And stubbornness is a bad trait to have, but it is what it is with that, right? I don't know. I don't want it to be, but people always say it is what it is. You got to make out of it of what you got to make out of what you've been given, right? But the thing is, why can't I take this and put it to somebody else's hand and let them see what I see? Try to let them see what I see. And the thing is, they don't have to agree, but if they fully understand the picture, they'll be like, you know what? I disagree, but I see where you're coming from. And when you create that objectivity, I believe that can create better laws and just better and just better interactions with the community than ever. Because even if you don't agree with it, if the community wants it, you got to say, all right, cool. Or find somebody that does agree with it that you could put in charge of that program or put in charge of that idea. And like, yo, you believe in it just as much as they do. I have the power to make it happen. So let's just do it then. Even though I don't agree with it, let's just see what it does. And yes, that could be a bad or a good thing, of course. But I believe majority of the people in this country don't want war. We don't want war against each other. We don't want war in our communities. But the thing is, we sit over here and try to destroy each other more than build each other. It goes for anything. I lived in Harlem for 20 years. It's being gentrified as I see to this day. I live in Brooklyn now. And the thing is, when I go visit and I see Harlem, I'm like, yo, it's pretty crazy. That I go talk to my neighbors. I go talk to, my neighbors from before. And I go talk to people around that community and going, yo, bro, shit is changing. Rent is going up. They're taking over these apartments. They're trying to buy us out to get us out of here. Why are we destroying people? It's the same way it was before. Back in the South and back in other places when they had laws where if you're of a certain color, you couldn't live in a certain neighborhood. And then when you go to that neighborhood that they put you, it was terrible conditions, terrible place, and you're sitting over here and you're just killing each other because it's just survival of the fittest at this point. So you're trying to box people in a certain place so they kill each other so that you can take over this place. There's been so many rumors and not even rumors. There's been so many speculations and theories that are suspecting that New York is trying to be a high income. It's always been a high income state, but it's trying to become so high income to where every single part of New York City, almost every single part, has people with better salaries than the average person in this world. I mean, not in the world, in the country. If you really think about it, though, look at certain neighborhoods that you've looked at, and you're like, yo, this used to be a real bad neighborhood. Williamsburg used to be a bad neighborhood. Lower East Side is getting to a point where it's getting bad. But Lower East Side, you see more and more people, and I think I'm not gonna say race, but you see more and more high-end individuals. What I mean by high-end, you know what I mean, living around those areas. And then when you lived in that area for so long, and for people that's been living there for years that want to get an apartment there, they can't, because rent is like $4,000 for a box. But the person that lives in Kentucky or lives in Florida that makes $150K can go live over there, and they want them there. They want everything to be expensive. They want everything to be unbearable for the poor person. But a person that's working here, that wants to live here, that wants to live a life here, you got them in a box for $2,000 a month, with hardly probably any work in electricity, probably any work in water, walls cracking, all that stuff. It's crazy. We have to set a place and time where we can have objectivity be the norm. I feel like people are just one-sided all the time. Yes, you can have your opinion, but please understand and listen to the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just something that I can't understand. Like, I've grown to be stubborn with certain things, of course. But I've always said to myself, and my friends and everybody can attest to this, I'd be very objective. I'm like, yo, I understand your point. I understand this. I have never in my life, like, bashed the whole idea. Meaning what I mean by that is, like, I don't want to talk about it because I said what I said. I don't care. No, it's more like, I'm gonna say I don't care, but I understand what you're talking about. I'm gonna listen to you, listen what you have to say, and then I'm gonna say what I have to say and from my side. But as long as we both understand both sides, that's what it is. Now don't get me wrong. You're always human. You're gonna struggle to see the other side, and sometimes it takes more and more measures and more discussions for you to fully understand it. That happens, But if society was all objective, if we was all objective human beings, right? Then don't you think that we would have better discussions of what to do with this country, or what we do, or what we can do with certain programs for kids, schools, all these other things? Blaming, like, I remember when the Sunday he was blaming social media, video games, forgot else he was like social media, video games, like something about the communities, like, oh yeah, parents, or all this other stuff, like, letting them do. But the thing is, if you're creating accessibility so high at such a very young age, then aren't you the problem? Because if the community really wants for this gun law to be federal, right? The community, meaning the whole United States community, 90% of people, you got this 10% of them that are just bumpkins and like, oh, you know what? I'ma just, well, I hunt and I do these other things. That doesn't matter. It's still a weapon at the end of the day. You don't know what to really do when you're in a stressful situation, or you have some intent to kill, and we gave you that gun because you wanted to hunt. Where's the psychological background from that? And that's what I'm saying. Objectivity. If everybody saw that and go, you know what? Let's do it for every single state. so that we can know that, okay, I may not agree with it. I'm a guy that holds a gun. I know how to handle a gun. That doesn't matter. What matters is the lives of other people. There was a statistic talking about we had in 1 year we had like 222 shootings, and that's literally like 5 to like 10 times more than any other country in this world. You don't see the problem there. You never saw the problem in the 90s. You never saw the problem in the 2000s. Like, you never saw those problems still. You didn't see it accumulate. Like, really? Gang violence is already bad enough. And then you got kids out here just killing innocent kids. Crazy. You got gang members killing innocent people at times because they're trying to shoot the person that they're trying to get. But the main issue is now you having kids going to schools kill people. I haven't seen no gang member go inside a school and just wild out. I've never seen that. Never. You got these kids doing crazy stuff like that because they have some vendetta against an idea, or they feel like their power is being stripped away from them. And you know what I mean by power, because if you know about the kid that shot in Buffalo, that shot up those people in the grocery store, you know what type of manifesto he wrote, and it was racially motivated. It's just crazy, man. But I'm gonna drop that topic. So the next topic I want to talk about is, are we truly happy with ourselves? Now, I know that being truly happy is just understanding yourself fully. And no matter who you come across and no matter who you interact with, you're going to be yourself no matter what. You're not going to restrict your speech. You're not going to restrict what you have to say. Yeah, you may articulate yourself a little differently, but that's not changing. Like when you change your ways, because of a person's discussion with you during that time. Like, there's times where there's people, right? They have an idea of like, oh, if I'm around these type of people, I feel uncomfortable, right? Like, say like, oh, I don't really fuck with people that are always like energetic out there and like aggressive, right? But then you got friends that are like that. Or like you interact with somebody that was like that and you never stopped them and say, hey, I don't. Or you say, hey, I gotta go. I'm not into this conversation. I've known people like that they're so comfortable in their shell that when they talk to you and there's certain things that bother them, they stop you right there. Hey, I don't like that. And then when you're an objective person, back to what I was saying before, you'd be like, you know what? Around my friends, they ain't like that. But with you, I gotta respect that. Cool. I'm not gonna get like that. That's the thing. Being comfortable in your own shell. And people, and for you to be truly happy, people have to accept you too and understand that, be yourself. You don't need anybody else to change around or change your speech or change how you feel. People that are passive and conservative at times, yes. Can it be a detriment to your social life? Maybe. But I believe that when people are very passive, they're very observant. They see you. They see every move you do. And when they see that, I believe that they analyze themselves a little bit more and go, do I really blend with this crowd? Or am I just trying to fit in? And then when you tell yourself that I don't need to fit into nobody. If you like me, you're going to like me for who I am and what I am right now. Now, the main struggle that we always go through is finding ourselves. Throughout every single day, throughout every single year, we try to find ourselves. Every time. There could be something new you interact with. You didn't know that, you was going to react that way. The initial reaction was shocking to you. You're like, wow, I never knew I can get in this type of space. You telling yourself, hey, I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to be like that. But then when you put yourself in that mindset, you realize like, wow, I really have more than what I thought. Like, for instance, there's a certain issue I'm going through right now that happened. I messed up and I realized how bad my anxiety can get. And I was like just breaking down and I didn't know how emotional I really was as a person until I went through that period. For real. Like even when I talked about what happened, I I instantly start crying. Or I'm just thinking about it and I get emotional about it. Or like my stomach will feel like numb, like where I can't eat because it just hurts so much. I never experienced that. I told myself I've never been through an episode like that. There was a time where I couldn't even like breathe at one point. It was one time in the night I couldn't breathe. I was like, I was hyperventilating. I was like, oh my God. Like, so I sat down one day and I just said, yo, dude, you really have like bad anxiety. And I've noticed that I have tried to channel it because I didn't want to see that part of me because of my past, or not my past, but my past history that I've known from my family, to have that type of mentality, you know, to have that issue, you know, going through depression, going through, you know, social anxiety and all these other things, and just dealing with anxiety in general. I knew I had it at a certain point, but I knew how to control it. And that wasn't letting me embrace who I am. Like, okay, I know if I'm in this space, I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna shut down real bad. But then when I took that and honed it and used it as motivation for myself to get better at understanding myself, hey man, right now, from where I was at before, where I was at like a couple of months ago, dude, like I have been in a better place than I've ever been in a while. Like, comfortable with myself. And the thing is, like, I have like strayed away from like with my friends and everything. I should be more. I want to go out more and all this stuff. Just with my job and how it is, you know, that's just the days I get off. It doesn't meet. And then like just trying to find time to do stuff for myself. Like, actually want to do stuff for myself. Actually want to do stuff that I actually thought about and not overthink it. I'm doing that now. Now I'm like, yo, hey man, whatever comes with that, you say no, you say yes, I accept it. But I know for me, I'm gonna do it. Like I've never in my life went to a restaurant, or not a restaurant, like a cool spot to go eat, like to dine in by myself. I have never done that. Like where I go, a waiter comes in. I've never done that. People say it's an amazing feeling sometimes. I've never experienced that. That's something I should want to discover for myself. To understand who I am, I gotta try more. I gotta try more numerous things. Don't limit yourself, because when you do, you don't see who you really are. That's the thing. You have to explore. You have to accept that. You know what? If someone says, "Yo, try this out," and you're like, but you've always had it back in your head. You're like, I want to try it. I just feel as if I'm not gonna be good, or I'm not gonna be accepted at it. And it's like, nah, try it, see how it is, and if it really fits your lifestyle, then that's it. You already know. You're discovering yourself without even you knowing it. You know, people be restrictive with their money. I have one friend, you know, he knows who he is if he watches this episode. He likes to travel. And when he travels, he understands that, yo, dude, I just love this experience. I love the experience. I love just being somewhere else and just experimenting. It don't have to be me going everywhere around the country or going everywhere in terms of like everywhere. I mean, in a certain country, like I have to go everywhere. I have to explore. It's like, yo, I'm just in a different space. How does that make me feel? Do I feel good doing this? Like, yeah, then fuck it, do it. If it fulfills your happiness, if it fulfills your self need of discovery, dude, just do it. I've realized that now. I'm like, yo, I finally realized at my age, I wish I found out sooner, that, yo, I have so many things that I have to discover that's going to make me a better person. And I believe that we all should do that. Like, being truly happy is that, finding yourself for real. Like, not like other things that like, oh, this makes me happy. No. Are you truly happy? Like, can you sit down by yourself in a confined space and have fun by yourself? Like not care. You're like, yo, dude, I'm by myself. I'm chilling. I like this time. I like this time in peace. I want to go outside for a walk and just stare at the sky. Deal with it. It makes me happy because that's who I am. I like my space. Or you be like, hey, I love companionship. So you know yourself. What makes you happy is companionship. Yo, I want to go out with my woman, or I want to go out with my friends because I like going out with my friends. It makes me happy. But don't use others to make yourself happy. Do it because you just love doing it. Like, that's who I am. I like going out. I like doing this. I like going out to eat. I like trying different things. And when that makes you happy, cool. If you're happy with being in confined space and just being on your own, great. But as long as you have discovered that and you have experimented, that's the only thing. Like one thing I'm gonna say, and hopefully nobody takes, and hopefully this video don't get strike for that. But when you are when you discover yourself as a transgender, homosexual, stuff like that, I like it more. Like I said, I like it more when a person that's trying to discover if they truly are this sexuality, to try to be like okay, like if you know, like, hey, I like males, right? And but I like females too. But I'm like, I like males more. But when you go out with women, do you feel that same feeling than when you with a male? If not, then you're probably more of a homosexual to the same sex than being bisexual. And then you realize that over time, when you grow up, you start dating more women. You're like, yeah, man, women ain't for me no more. I love, you'd be like, yo, I love men. That's it. Or if you're like in the bisexual stage, you like women just as much as you like men, and you're just that, cool. Or if you're just a person that, I forgot the sexuality, I forgot what it's called. I don't want to get it crossed because I don't want to get ridiculed for that. But there's sexuality where you just look at people as humans. Like, you're just a human, So, and the fact that you have grown to accept that and understand it and hone it and say, yeah, this is who I am, so deal with it. That is what it is. So, like I said before, when you're truly happy, people will see it, and you will see it for yourself. When you look yourself in the mirror, every time you wake up, you're like, damn, I really like who I am. And I don't care who doesn't like it. That's when you know. And remember, just don't say it just to say it. When you say it and you mean it and you walk it, people know. When you talk it, they know. They're like, yeah, you ain't changing this person's ways. They accept it. They accept who they are. And that's it. But it's all about objectivity too. Understanding different sides of the coin. Yeah, it's two-sided, but there's like little ridges and stuff. And maybe look at those sides in there. Or if it's a box, instead of looking outside the box, okay, there's four sides of the box. Look inside the box. Look at the other insides. The insides, like, how you have an outside four sides and you have the inside that has four sides? You got to look at more of that. You got to discover it more. You got to get in that pot. You got to stir it. You got to taste test it. Like, okay, I like this. Let me add this to it. Okay, that makes it a little bit better. You're like, oh, okay, cool. And then when you find that master dish, you're like, all right. Now you got tons of master dishes and you're like, these are my signatures. You don't like it, but I know a lot of people will. And that's when you know. So the last thing I want to talk about is this podcast. So doing this podcast, man, has been amazing. I love doing it. It's great. It's something that I can reach out to more people with, Yes. Is it going to be a struggle? Of course. But I always say it's up to you guys. And it's up to everybody, my friends, family, all that, to share the videos, like the videos. So make people, like, not make people, but persuade people to subscribe, man, get those notification bells going, man. So I just love the podcast. Like when I dropped this podcast, I told myself it's all about objectivity. It's all about reaching out to everybody, doing different topics, talking about different things, because that's just what it is. That's what I want. I want people to be guests. I want anybody to be a guest. I don't care what it is. As long as you're not disrespectful, that's fine, because I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with saying, yo, you're pretty disrespectful about the topic and you're not being objective. I'm not going to put you on. But what I need you to understand is that we're here to see different sides of the coin. But there's a different way to go about it too. Okay? So that's how I have discovered this form of me, like, socializing with people. I love talking to people. Even when I meet random people, people can attest that I meet random people. People get cool with me right away. I fuck with you, man. That's my guy. Blah 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 blah. Like, cause I'm not afraid of that anymore. I've never really been, but there has been times where it's like a certain atmosphere. But now I'm like, I've gotten older. I'm like, yo, fuck it. It's whatever. You could talk to anybody about anything. Will they demonstrate it? Will they talk a different way? You have to understand. Cool. But when you're comfortable in your space, like, hey, can you elaborate a little bit more? I kind of don't understand what you're coming from. And then that's it. But that's what it is, man. We got more episodes coming up, man. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to drop a quick episode with my pops about the finals, because the finals is tomorrow. First game. It's going to be crazy. I have other episodes that I want to do. If you do make it to the last part of this video, I definitely want to talk about, with the women out there, man, talking about pro-life and not pro-life. Because abortion and men is something that I think I want a lot of women to get on. Because I think it's a very, very interesting topic of why. Why does a man have to dictate what a woman does with her body? Or do some people accept that? There are some people like that. But I know there's a lot of women that don't. And I would love to hear that. For real. Okay? So, I have other episodes planned. I might do some more episodes like this where it's just recorded and I upload it on the YouTube channel. But yeah, man. Like, that's pretty much it. It was just a shit talking episode. Just wanted to talk about different topics and everything, man. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I'm like, you know what? Why not today? So, yeah. And I just want to let y'all know, man. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I appreciate everybody that watches it. I appreciate everybody that shares it. Love y'all, man. For real. And you already know it's on the you already know I'm going to be posting this video pretty soon. Probably going to do it around like maybe 2-3 p.m. And I'm just going to let y'all know about that, man. All right, man. You already know the slogan, man. It's the Ill Minds Podcast, man. If you ain't ill, you ain't real, man. I'm out. Peace.